All right, here we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Sweat Club. Those of you who are practicing with me regularly may notice we have a different setup today. I'm in Canada for the holidays, and I'm taking the Sweat Club to a real level today. So I'm really committed to sweating with you, which means that you're probably going to hear more huffing and puffing from me today because it's going to be like 9 million degrees, but that should be super fun. So, welcome. Let us get started today. I am super stoked because whether or not you may know, it is a full moon. So, this is, in essence, our full moon practice. And with that spirit, I think we should begin today in child's pose. So, take your knees wide, bring your toes together, sit your butt back by your heels, reach your hands forward, forehead to the mat. And then shut down the eyes. If you've got the playlist rocking, you can make sure to hit play now. And if not now, maybe when you try the practice again later this week. All right. Take a deep breath in and a gentle sigh out. Let's do that twice more. Inhale, draw your breath all the way into the low abdomen. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Last time, breath in. And then as you exhale, release any tension that you're holding in your body. Open mouth. Continue to breathe in and out, just with the natural rhythm of your breath. Bring your awareness to your hips. We are going to start with nurturing and loving the hips today. So maybe in this position, you can notice areas of tightness, places that might feel stagnant. Take a gentle sway to your right and your left, just trying to encourage the hip flexors to release a little bit. Maybe also asking the glutes to turn on and then turn off. And then come to stillness. Inhale nice and slow on my count. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue this rhythm of breath without my count. And as you breathe, can you really focus on the sensation of the inhale and the exhale? How big can you make your lungs and how fully can you empty them? If Ujjayi breath is in your practice, you can start to engage that now by constricting the back of your throat. And then on your next inhale, press into all 10 fingers. Make your arms start to liven up. So you're going to flex through the forearms, through the triceps, and lift yourself up, eyes closed, into a tabletop pose. So you don't need to adjust your knees. Because as you exhale, push your butt back and sink your heels back down to your hips, child's pose. Moving once more with this wave. Inhale, pull yourself up, tabletop. Exhale back, child's pose. Inhale up, tabletop. Exhale back, child's pose, and we'll stay for 4 cycles of breath. So today's practice in the spirit of the full moon is actually going to be about being present. Especially around the holidays, we tend to rush to and fro to one thing and another thing. And so I'm going to ask you today to really sit with this practice, to observe the sensations in your body and also to observe your breath. So for 2 more cycles of breath, I would like you to just notice what it feels like to draw air into your lungs and what it feels like to empty them for 1 more. On your next inhale, once more, press into your fingers, pull yourself forward. And this time, maybe the eyes blink open. Walk the wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Drop your belly, roll your shoulders back, look high. We have our cow pose. Press into the tops of your feet and hold. So in cow and cat, we once again will typically move pretty quickly, but instead of doing that, I would like you to first notice what happens when you push your feet down into the mat. And then try to roll your shoulders back, slide your shoulder blades together, and almost pull your heart forward through your hands. Last but not least, your core is actually up and in to support you. So, how can you feel firm and steady as you press into the feet? 3, 2, 1. And now round into cat pose. Tuck the chin, push into all 10 fingers, and feel your shoulders shrug away from the ears as you round through the upper spine. Then notice it's more than likely that you're not pressing into the tops of the feet anymore. I would like you to keep this press, almost press so hard, it's as if your knees could hover off the mat. Hold here. 3, 2, and 1. Drop your belly, roll your shoulders back, cow pose, this time moving. Exhale, round through the spine, cat, but can you maintain the push of the feet? Inhale, drop your belly, shoulders back, cow pose. Exhale, round, cat. Inhale to center. Walk your hands one hand print forward. Hug your elbows in and then lean forward and lower all the way down to your belly. Your butt's probably going to stay high in the sky. And then you can either just scoot your chest forward or your butt backwards until you come all the way down to your stomach. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra, and hold here. So in baby cobra, I want little to no weight in the fingers. So you can have your fingers there, but they're really just like there for fun, right? These are like playful fingers. Hug the elbows in, squeeze through the low back. Once more, you're going to get sick of me saying it. Push through the feet so you feel more of a lift in the chest. Breath in, hold here, breath out. Another breath in, lift, hold, press into the feet, breath out. Last time, inhale, see how high you can lift. And exhale, release down to the ground. Roll over onto your right side and pretend you're on the beach. You're just chilling on the beach, right? Head in your hands, hand to the hip, and then your bottom leg is going to be bent slightly. So it's a nice firm base. Instead of having it straight, you might wiggle more. Bottom leg is bent. Then lift your left leg up into the air as high as you can go till you start to feel that cramp in your glute, right? Ideally, the leg is in line with the glute. You can either point or flex. Actually, no, I lied. Let's flex today. So push the heel away from you, curl the toes back towards your shin, then try to lift a little higher. Once you're here, maybe you find that end range and just pulse, tiny little pulses. Imagine you're in a Pilates class, right? I feel like they do this in Pilates. Hold and breathe for 3. Core is still in for 2. And then a 1, keep pushing through the heel. Release the leg down to the ground. Roll back onto your chest and then flip over onto your left side. So unlike me, I'm going to flip to the other side of the mat so I can face you. You're just going to be on your left side, head in the hand to the hip. Bottom leg is bent, extend through the top leg, and then inhale, lift up. So we find that end range where you're like, okay, yep, I feel my glute, right? Say we're being present with our bodies. I'm not going to have you move too fast through anything because I want you to observe sensations. So toes are pulled back, heel pushed into the ceiling. Now, once you're here, start to pulse very lightly, and we find that end range of work. If your core is kind of chilling, make sure you're pulling the diaphragm up and in, the core muscles up and in. 3, 2, 1. Lower the leg down, roll back onto your belly, find your hands by your sides, elbows hug in, press into the tops of the toes. So you'll curl the toes under, come up to tabletop pose, sit your butt back, child's pose with the toes tucked. Inhale, come forward, tabletop once more. Exhale, walk your hands back, keep your toes curled under if you can, and take a seat on the heels. So either toes are curled under or feet are here. You can have something under your butt to support you, right? If you need a little bit of height, if it's too much on the knees. Ideally, you're chilling here and you're starting to feel the bottom of your feet open. So shoulders roll back and then take a clasp of the hands behind the back in whatever version of this posture you've chosen. We're not going to fold, but instead we're going to squeeze the shoulders back and push the knuckles down towards the ground while trying to still pull the core in. 3. If your feet are on fire, that's fine. You can lean forward a little bit and then come back in. 2 and 1. Release the hands, sweep them high. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Walk them forward a little bit longer than tabletop. So if you notice, my wrists are past my shoulder, and then we'll lower down. Knees are down, chest down, chin, and then last thing, you can sweep through, push into the tops of the feet. Baby cobra, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Curl the toes under, press yourself up to tabletop, and then back, downward facing dog. Find your version of downward dog today. So what do I mean when I say that? I actually mean maybe you want to take your feet closer together. They can be right next to each other. Or maybe you'd like them to be a little wider than normal. Maybe you try both and you find somewhere in the middle that feels good for you. Once you've kind of pedaled out through the feet, find stillness. Push the hands into the mat away from you so your shoulders actually start to shrug towards your ears a little bit. And then try to rotate your triceps down towards the ground. Breath in. Sink the heels down, breath out. Inhale, look forward. Take a big bend in the knees and then tiptoe one toe at a time, mindfully, right? Walking yourself to the top of the mat, putting as much weight as you can in your hands as you walk, and then toes touch. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Once more, inhale, half lift, flat back, shrug the shoulder blades back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, take your arms wide, press yourself up to standing, look high at your thumbs. Then exhale, hands to heart center, hands by your side, Tadasana. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep the hands high, look up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Now exhale, bend in your knees. I want a super generous bend. So if you look at me, my butt's back as much as I can because the goal is to plant the hands in the ground. So plant your hands onto the ground super firm. Shift your weight over into your left leg. Step your right leg back, and we're coming to a low lunge. If you need, you can actually grab for that left ankle to kind of step it forward slightly so you're in your lunge, and we're just going to hold here. Option to bring the knee down, but the goal is to pull your left hip back in space, push your right hip down to the ground, and then, listen carefully, pull your feet together. So ultimately, when you start to pull your left heel backwards, your right big toe forwards, you should feel your legs start to shake. And you can pull as much or as little as you like, but as you're pulling, try to push the hip down to the ground. Be mindful about keeping the fingers connected for 3. If you notice, my pelvis is super tucked. 2, and then 1. Breath in. Bend into the back knee, and maybe you take 1 hop or maybe you take 3 hops forward into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, shift your weight over into your right foot. Big bend in the knees, huge bend. Step the left foot back, and you can either do knee up or knee down. So maybe you're just feeling the knee down, that's fine. I'm gonna keep mine up. Press into the hands. Pull the right hip backwards, right? So right hip shifts. If you look at me, it's a big shift. Right hip pulls backwards, right heel pulls backwards, left toe pulls forward. Your feet are pulling together. And this is where you start to ramp up. You might be shaking a little bit. As always, remember there's a method to my madness. So we start by building with engagement. How hard can you pull? 3, 2, and 1. Look forward, bend in the back knee. Maybe you take 1 hop, 2 hop, 3, 4, 5, or just all the way to the top of the mat. Fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step both feet back, come to your plank pose. So if plank isn't accessible for you, you can always bring the knees down and walk the hands, the handprint forward like we've been doing. Otherwise, hold your plank round through your upper spine. So feel your upper back round to the sky, belly button pulls up and in, and then we lower down together. 3, 2, 1. Belly comes down, inhale up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Maybe can get higher with every time. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Hover the hands. Exhale, lower. Curl the toes under, press up, plank or tabletop. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Come back to being present with your breath. In and out. Another breath in and out. Last time. Breath in and out. Inhale, look forward, generous bend, and then tiptoe, one toe. Maybe you're just on your big toe to the top of the mat. Fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, take your hands wide, look high, press the palms, and then exhale, fold forward. We come right back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take a big generous bend. So big bend into the knees. I want you to plant both hands down once more. This time, can you walk your hands a little bit in front of your feet? So if you look, instead of back here, I'm here. I've got a super big bend. Now try to shift your weight over into your left leg and hover the right heel. This is already a lot of work on the left leg. If this feels good, you can stay here. Otherwise, try to hover the heel and the toe. If this feels okay, and maybe you're like, Madison, it all feels like something, which is good. It should feel like something. You can widen the leg out to the side, but I want the knee bent. Hold with the knee bent for 3. Remember, wherever you are, you're working for 2, 1. Both feet together, stay low. Shift your weight over into your right foot. And then the left foot is either going to hover the heel, maybe hover the foot, maybe the dog on the fire hydrant pose. That's what we call this. Whatever you've chosen. Pick and commit. Feel the sensations in that standing leg. 3, 2, 1. Both feet together, straighten the legs, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Hug the shoulders back, then round and lower. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, upward dog maybe, or baby cobra. If you're in upward dog, take a look at me. I want the thighs off the mat and you're pulling the feet forward. So my chest is trying to pull through my arms. Exhale, we all lower down together. Why? Because we always love to add in a push-up. So either push up to plank or tabletop. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Breath in and out. Another breath in. Exhale, lower the knees to hover, and then bring them down to the ground. Keep the toes curled under if you can. Otherwise, untuck, walk the hands back, and we come to round 2 of broken toe pose. This time, sweep the hands high as you inhale. Exhale, sweep the hands back, clasp them behind the low back, hug the elbows in, then push to straighten. Inhale, push your chest to the sky, and actually try to take a baby back bend. So open the throat, ignore, actually, no, we're not going to ignore sensations today. I was going to say ignore the sensations in the feet, but we embrace them instead, right? So just sit with this discomfort for 3, for 2, and then 1. Back to center, release the hands, inhale, sweep them high. Exhale, hands come down to the ground. Walk them forward. Curl the toes under if they're not, and then press up and back, downward facing dog. Breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, tiptoe, mindfully, top of the mat. Fold. We are present. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, take your arms wide, press and look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Hands by your sides, Tadasana. So hands are by the sides. Let's bring the hands to the hips, just like we did on the ground. Shift your weight over into your right leg. So find that shift of the leg and then reach your left leg out to the side. But notice, I want the foot flexed and the hip does not hike. The hip stays low. So keep your hips low and even, and then push out with this thigh. You should feel your glute immediately start to turn on. Find that end range, and we're going to pulse 3, 2, and 1. Release, nice and easy. Switch it over, opposite side. Remember, foot comes out, but if the hip hikes, push the hip down. Squeeze at the end range. 3. Guys, let me tell you, it is getting hot in here. For 2. And 1. Both feet together, hands by your sides. Let's move. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, chair pose. So a couple different options with chair. Option 1 is to have your feet wide. If you have your feet wide, that's fine, but I want you to engage all the muscles in your quads. So if I came around and I poked your legs, your quads are engaged, your hamstrings, your glutes. You're squeezing your legs like you're about to push up a giant bar behind your back. If your legs are together, you're squeezing them together to feel like you have one strong leg. The biceps reach up, palms face each other, and then I'm going to just leave you in chair pose for the next 15 minutes so we can be really present, right? Yeah, 15 minutes. Are you kidding me? In this heat, I got another 30 seconds. So we're going to do it together. 30 seconds, squeeze. Find equal balance in your feet, your toes, your heels. Your arms stay straight and engaged. Your core supports you as it pulls up and in. Last but not least, think about your glutes. Are they turned on? It's a weird thing to say, but are they engaged? Notice, and then take an inhale. Exhale. Stay present. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Fantastic work. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Option to go right to down dog, or you come with me and we lower down. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, up dog or baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. Curl your toes under, press yourself up, plank or tabletop. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Breath in and out. Another breath in and out. All right. Inhale your right leg high. Flex your foot today, and then pull your left hip back in space. So we have 2 things our hips can do in this situation. They can open and close. I want your hips to be closed. They are even. So feel that left hip pull back, then sink the left heel down to the ground. Push your right heel up to the sky. Push your hands away from you on the mat. 3, 2, 1. Inhale here. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right tricep. Imagine you're moving through molasses, nice and slow. Inhale, right leg high. Option to skip these or come with me. Exhale, right knee, left tricep. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, sweep the knee forward and then come to your low lunge. Set up, spin the back foot down. And let's move into our first warrior 2 of the day. So come on up, find your warrior 2. And because it's the first one, I really want you to sit with this setup. So we build from the ground up. Your feet, back foot can be parallel or at a 45-degree angle. Front foot facing forward. Then we sink down. Hands come to the hips to start. I want both your hips facing the wall that's to your side, right? Your gaze will end up being forward, but the hips face this direction. Then reach the arms long. Now, push your right knee out to the side. Push it as hard as you can, and you're probably going to find the good setup for warrior two. Arms are long reaching, gaze forward, and then last but not least, pull your feet together. So we're firing up, whether you know it or not, our abductors and our adductors, because our peak pose today, we'll be using both of them to support us. So I ask you to engage, pull your pelvic floor in and up, right? Your Uddiyana Bandha, everything in this undercarriage here, so we can fire up to support ourselves. Pull the feet together a bit more, pull a bit more. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Stay exactly as you are in the feet. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Stay present. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Then tick-tock forward. Hand comes to either the knee and we reach up, or hand can be down to the ground. If you find this is really easy for you to bring your hand down to the ground, instead, I'd like you to lift your hand up about an inch off the ground and hold here. Reaching your left hand high, maybe you gaze at that left thumb. Straight through the back leg, cores up and in, and then tuck your right glute under. So you should feel that tuck of the hip. 3, 2, 1. Push into the legs, power up and reach. Warrior two. Exhale, sweep the hands down, frame the foot. Back heel lifts off the mat. Now, option 1 is just to make your way to downward dog. Option 2 is to try to lift your hips up slightly, press through the hands, and maybe you can lift the heel first and then step back. Downward facing dog. Just being aware of how we transition in and out of poses, right? Breath in and out. Another breath in and out. Okay, inhale. Left leg high. Pull your right hip back in space. So the hips are closed, your foot is flexed. I want you to push your heel behind you as you push your hands into the mat. Shrug your shoulders up towards your ears slightly to support you and make your spine even longer. Breath in and out. Another breath in. Exhale, left knee to left tricep. Option to always skip these. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee to right tricep, moving through molasses, nice and slow, no rush today. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, sweep the foot through, and then step it between the hands, spin the back foot down, widen on up, warrior two on the opposite side. So let's just do the same thing we did last time. Hands come to the hips first. Feel the hips pointing this direction. Then let's build from the feet up. So back foot parallel or 45-degree angle. Then look at your front knee, your left knee. Push your left knee out to the side and sit deep. You maintain this press the knee as long as you can. Then reach the hands long. Cores in and up. Breath in. Reach and push through your hands. Breath out. All right. There's a giant spider on my mat. I'm really trying to just be chill about it. I'm going to continue to be chill. We stay here. Last but not least, pull your feet together. I want you squeezing the feet in. How tight can you get them? Reach. Pray for me. We do everything all at once. Okay, here we go. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Pull your pelvic floor in and up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Once more. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Then tick-tock forward and we come to side angle pose. So either hand down towards the ground with it hovering or elbow on the knee. If you've got the elbow on the knee, I want the shoulder away from the ear as you reach up. Gaze at your right hand. Breath in and out. Stay low in the hips. Tuck the left hip under. Breath in and out. All right, power up through the bottom leg. Inhale, lift up, warrior two. Exhale, spin the hands down, frame the foot, And then maybe you step back to down dog, or you push into your hands, try to lift the foot first and step back, downward facing dog. You will be here for 4 breaths while I relocate this spider. So, opportunity to be very present. Find the rhythm of your breath. Close your eyes. Ooh, Mr. Spider's somewhere else now. All right. Push into your hands. Sink your heels down to the mat. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale back, downward facing dog. All right, inhale your right leg high. Exhale, sweep the foot through, come to a low lunge, back knee comes down. So take a look at me. I'm going to tuck the back toe. Now, we're building very slow. So as you do this, I would like you to try to wiggle your foot slightly out to the left and sit your butt back. Weird, right? Yep, hands come to the ground, lean forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Bring the left foot back to where it was. Curl the toe under. Press yourself round through the spine, right into downward facing dog. Breath in. And out. Okay, inhale, left leg high. Remember, the hip is closed. Exhale, sweep the foot through. Low lunge. Back knee can come down. This strange pose, we're untucking, and then you're going to just kick the foot out slightly to the right. So your right foot will kick out slightly to the right side, like you're rotating briefly. Take a breath in. Exhale, sink the hips back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. This is a really subtle movement. So inhale forward, nothing too crazy. Exhale back. Inhale, come forward, put your hands on the mat, take the rotation out of the back leg, curl the back toe under, press yourself up and back to plank pose. You got this. Breath in. Exhale, lower the knees down to the ground, tabletop pose. Exhale here. Now, inhale. Just like I showed you before, you're going to kick your left leg out to the side like a little kickstand. Shift your weight over into your left hand, and then step your right foot back. We're coming to a side plank. So the kickstand cue is really helpful because it makes it a little bit more easy to balance. So option to stay here, and you're just going to work on the side plank. Notice the difference between this and this. The shoulder is going to be shrugged away from the ear as I reach. You can lift the foot if that feels good, and then push the heel, right? I want the foot flexed and reach. So essentially, you may have cued into the fact, because this is a moon class, we're being present. We are cultivating new things in this coming moon phase. We're working on half moon. This is a variation of our half moon pose. So hopefully, as I'm yammering away, you're continuing to breathe and straighten through the back leg if it's lifted. 3, 2, maybe challenge your gaze by looking up for the last breath. 1, and then exhale back to center, tabletop pose. This time we'll do the opposite leg. So you'll kickstand that right leg over, shift your weight into your right hand, step your left foot back, and then inhale up, our side plank. But then when we lift the foot, push through the heel, right, foot is flexed, we come to this kind of variation of what you could call a half moon. So push into this hand that's on the ground, roll the right shoulder back, reach the left hand long, maybe you're gazing at the thumb. Reminder that the core is in and up here as you breathe for 3, 2, and then 1. Lower the foot down, lower the hand down. We're back to tabletop pose. Walk your hand, one handprint forward, and then we'll lower down all the way to our bellies together. Great. Inhale up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Hug the elbows together, curl the toes under. Press yourself up, plank pose. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Close your eyes and take 3 breaths. One more inhale. One more exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, tiptoe your way, top of the mat, and fold Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, take your arms wide, press yourself all the way up to standing, look high. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Okay, lift your left knee up to a 90-degree bend. Foot is going to be flexed today. Option to take your hand on the wall for this. So a reminder, when we're working on balancing, if you're finding it impossible to balance, because our inner ear can get a little wonky sometimes, you're welcome to grab a wall. But together, we will find this 90-degree bend and then look at your thigh and externally rotate your thigh. So we're going to hold with the external rotation. The knee is in line with the hip, the knee is in line with the ankle, the foot is flexed. Hands maybe to a wall or hands on your hips, and we hold in balance and fight for more external rotation. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Imagine you're turning a door hinge, but the hinge is actually in your hip for 3. Hands on the hips so they stay pointing forward, 2. And then 1, internally rotate the thigh. The foot will come out. So notice my knee is still in line with my hip. I'm not shrugging my hip up. I'm actually keeping it low. So keep your hip low and then turn the hinge the opposite direction, right? Fight for more internal rotation. 3, 2, 1. Take an inhale and externally rotate. Exhale, internally rotate. I feel like it's more confusing when I don't rhyme it, but externally rotate and inhale. Internally rotate, exhale. Back to center and release. Shake it out. Hands by your sides. Tadasana. Breath in and out. Shift your weight over into your opposite leg, then draw the knee up. Right leg will come up. We find that bend, right? So find your bend first. Knee in line with hip, knee in line with ankle, foot flexed, strong through the standing leg. Then we externally rotate the thigh. So find that external rotation and fight, fight, fight for more range without shrugging the hip up, right? I want this movement to be localized only into the hip. This is how we show our hips all this important love, how we strengthen them. Breathe for 3, 4, 2, and now 1. We're just going to, like it's on a hinge, internally rotate. Great. Now flex through the foot. Keep that hip low. Push in your hands to really get that biofeedback, right? Strong through the standing leg. 3. Rotate, rotate for 2. And 1. Externally rotate as you inhale. Internally rotate as you exhale. Externally rotate as you inhale. Internally rotate as you exhale. Back to center and release. Shake it out. Hands by your sides. Tadasana. We're going to put all of this together and then we're going to hold. So breath in and out. All right, hands come back to the hips. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Find your 90-degree bend and then immediately externally rotate. So the thigh rolls out, the foot comes in. Start to push the knee out to the side as far as you can get. And then internally rotate. We're stepping back to warrior 2. So you might find you need 30 steps to get there. I don't care how many steps. You be unique, be present with your body, see how you move through your movement pathways, and then find your warrior 2 with the hands on the hips. Remember, push your right knee out to the side, reach the hands long. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Stay low in the legs, maybe pull the feet together. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Look high. Exhale, warrior 2. Last time, maybe sink it a little lower because you can. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two, and then sweep the hand down. Maybe elbow comes to the knee or the hand hovers for a breath in. Side angle, tuck that bottom hip, breath out. Another breath in and out. Here we go. Inhale, lift yourself up, stay low, warrior two. Exhale, sweep the hands down, frame the foot, lift the back heel up off the mat. Pressing around through the upper spine. Can you step back to plank pose and then lower the knees down to the ground? Find your tabletop pose. Kick your left foot out to the side. Find your support. Shift your right leg back. Shift your weight into your left hand and then reach up. Come to your side plank. Lift the foot, push through the heel. So I want you flexing through the back foot. Option to stay here and just work on this position, right? I want you to play with the foot coming up and down. This is a moment where I'm saying we're holding. This is our variation of half moon today. Option to kick the foot towards the butt. Reach back and grab for the top of the foot. Try to push the chest forward and the foot back. If you're taking this final option, remember, we all stop where we feel comfortable. Push the chest forward and keep the foot back behind you rather than opening up. So pick your version. Continue to breathe. If you're coming in and out, keep coming in and out. 3, 2, and then 1. Lower the back leg down. Both hands come down to the mat. Tuck both feet under, plank pose. Let's lower down together, knees up or knees down. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, lower down. Curl your toes under, press yourself up to plank or tabletop. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Moving right out of it, inhale, look forward. Tiptoe, top of the mat. And then fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, take your arms wide, press yourself up to standing, look high. Hands to heart center, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Breath in. And a breath out. One more breath in. And out. All right, inhale, right knee comes up, flex the foot, 90-degree bend, and then we immediately go into external rotation. As you exhale, hands to the hips and start to sweep the knee out to the side as far as you can get external rotation. Then you'll start to internally rotate and we're stepping back to warrior two. So reach, reach, reach. Remember, you're finding your own way there and then step back, warrior two, sink it low. Push the left knee out to the side, straighten through the back leg, reach the arms long. You are a fierce warrior. Let's be present with the legs as we pull the feet together, pelvic floor in and up, and with the breath. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse, warrior. Pull, pull, pull. Exhale. Elbow to knee, maybe sweep the hand around or hand comes to the inside and we hover for 2 cycles of breath. So tuck your pelvis under if you can. Core is in, maybe you gaze at your upper hand, straight through the back leg. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift up, warrior two, strong legs. Exhale, sweep the hands down. Frame the foot, push into the hands, back heel off the mat. Try to lift and step back to plank pose. Then lower the knees down. Tabletop. Breath in. And out. Okay, take your right foot to the side. We find our right side kickstand. Shift your weight over into your right hand. Step your left foot back. We've got our side plank. Remember, shoulder isn't up in the ear, it's pushing away. So option to stay here. Wiggle with it. Play with your balance. Option to lift the foot and push through the heel. If you're doing this, try to gaze at the top hand. And if you notice, I got one long, strong line all the way up. So really flex through that leg. If this feels okay and you feel firm and you're still not shrugging the shoulder to the ear, right? You can kick the foot towards the butt, grab for the ankle, and then push the chest forward. Maybe play with the balance. Maybe you shut your eyes, right? After this, we're going to slow down and truly allow ourselves to reap the rewards of our breath, our movement with presence in slower poses. So what else can you give me? You are almost there. Pick your version. Just explore your body. What a gift we have to be able to move, right? For 3, 2, 1. Back foot comes down. Fantastic work, everyone. Hands come down. Step your left knee next to your right. Sit, your toes do not need to be tucked under. Sit your butt onto your heels. Hands come to the thighs. Close your eyes. Breath in. And a breath out. Let's take 2 more. Breath in. And out. Last one. Breath in. And out. Feel your heartbeat. If you are at all sweaty, and I hope you maybe are, feel your sweat. I definitely am drenched. Feel the warmth of your hands on your legs and your thighs. The areas of your body that are carrying more warmth, maybe the back of your neck, your chest. Breath in. And exhale. Hands can come forward slightly, kick your feet out to the side, and then just bring your butt down to the mat. Reach your feet forward. So we've been working on transitions a little bit more lately, right? Or how are we moving from one pose to another? So we're just going to do a forward fold with one leg, but instead of moving there how we might, we're going to do it with engagement. So hands can come together, make a clasp of your fists at your heart, and then lift your left foot up. If you're finding this is impossible, I have another option for you. You're going to lean back and lift your left foot up. So you pick what works, then draw the left knee up to the chest, rotate the left leg out to the side, and then try to place your foot on either your calf or up on your thigh. And look it, we're there, Janu Shirshasana. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, fold forward over your right leg. Let your head droop. Round through the upper spine and the upper back. I often have students who can't really round, right? You might be sitting up higher. And if that's the case, that's totally fine because we're both, no matter where we are, we're all going to do the same engagement. So now that you've folded into your variety, listening closely, I want you to pull your right hip back. So just feel a subtle shift to the right hip. Push the left knee down to the ground. Strengthen your body. Continue to fold as you pull back in the right hip. Push the left knee down. Breath in. And out. Another breath in. And out. Inhale, roll yourself back up. Once you're there, reach the hands high, palms face each other. And then exhale, take the clasp of the hands at your heart once more into your chest. And then maybe you're leaning, right? You might be leaned back with the hands here. I want you to try to inhale and lift the left foot up. Oh my gosh, squeeze forward, extend the leg forward and hover. And release. Look how we do that without our hands, right? We're always so used to using our hands. All right, opposite side. Here we go. Inhale. Lift the right leg up. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest. How tight can you get it? Get it as close as you can, and then rotate the right leg out to the side. Eventually, the foot comes to the inner thigh or the inner calf. Release the knee down, shimmy and shift if you have to. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, we fold. Now, doesn't matter where you are in your fold or what you're doing, I ask you to pull your left hip backwards and then push your right knee down to the ground. So we have the pull and push, working on our hips even as we fold. Allow your head to hang heavy. Relax the little furrow in your brow. And just breathe for 3 more cycles, continuing this engagement. One more breath in and out. Inhale, roll yourself up. Keep the push of the legs as you reach the hands high, palms face each other. And then exhale, hands back to heart center. Now we've done it before, right? So where are we going? You might be leaned back, you might be here. Take a breath in to prepare. Lift the right foot up. So try and lift, 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 and then extend the leg forward to hover. Release. Perfect. Breath in. Exhale, hands by your sides. Breath out. Inhale, sweep the hands high. Exhale, fold forward. This time, both legs are forward. Now, if you find this really challenging, you are welcome to bend your knees as much as you like. All I care is that you find a stretch in the hamstrings, right? So that's the goal. The main thing to remember in any yoga class is it should be about sensation, how it makes you feel, way more than how it looks. So allow yourself to feel the way you want to feel versus trying to force your body to maybe do something that it doesn't want to. 2 more cycles of breath. And then push your heels down into the mat. Core comes up and in. Roll yourself back up. Reach the hands high. And then I'm giving a few options. Option 1, hands come to heart center with me, and you just lay down. You can just lay down. That's option 1. Like you're like, Madison, this has been enough. We have done enough today. Option 2 is to bring the hands to heart center. And instead of just laying down, you could come to Navasana briefly, really briefly, right? Just to feel the engagement of the core. I'm not going to kill you with any core work today. Reach the legs long, reach the body back. Maybe hands come forward and we hover a little bit. Can you lower one vertebra down at a time while you keep the feet hovering? It's really hard to do. Normally we just like, right? All right, you're almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Release the heels, release the head. Shake your body side to side. Be like, oh my gosh, I did it. All right, as always, if there's anything else your body is calling for before you move into Shavasana, you're more than welcome to take those postures. You can even end class now and guide yourself out if that feels more authentic to you. Otherwise, let's move into Shavasana. Take your feet wide, allow your toes to fall out. Wiggle your hips side to side. And then because you're at home, you have the luxury of propping up however you like, right? Blankets, sweaters, socks, anything to make you feel good. And then once you've found your Shavasana, before we completely drift off, I'd just like to return to our intention of being present, right? You might find it easier to be present, for example, when you hold a chair pose for a long time or we do something challenging because our body demands it. But it's almost like when we do things that are satisfying or feel good or things we're looking forward to, time slips by faster. So I'd like you to think about some things that you have coming up in the next couple weeks. Maybe it's time with family, or maybe you're looking forward to seeing friends or going to an event. Something that you would like to be truly present for. And maybe it's not just one, maybe it's a few. And let this class be a reminder that the best way to be present is to set the intention of being present and to observe how you are feeling. To ask yourself, what does my body feel like? What am I experiencing? Who is around me? How is it making my heart feel? Maybe you can imagine yourself asking these questions to whatever it is that you want to be present for. Take a deep breath in, sigh it out. Your hands aren't already, let them fall down by your sides. Close your eyes and make your way into Shavasana. If you would like to stay here in Shavasana, by all means, you can shut your computer, your iPad, whatever you're listening on, and simply drift back off. But if you're ready to move out of the practice today, you can gently begin to reawaken your body. Use small, subtle movements. And then allow your movements to get larger. Open your mouth, move your jaw side to side, rock your head, wiggle the hips, and then eventually you can roll over onto your favorite side using your arm as a pillow in fetal pose. This is our posture of rebirth and renewal. And it is a full moon, so we move into the next cycle with your intention, with this idea of being more present, more aware. Press yourself up to a comfortable seat facing the general sound of my voice. And once you're there, allow your spine to grow long. Hands can come to heart center, palms together, two thumbs into the sternum. And then just take one last moment to show gratitude for yourself, for showing up to yoga in a very crazy season, for advocating for your mind and for your body. That was pretty awesome of you. Hands can come to your third eye, center of your forehead, maybe put a smile on your face. Thank you all for joining me. Fantastic work. Namaste. Great work, everyone. As always, I will stick around if you have any questions or you'd like to talk about anything. And if not, I will see you next Sunday. I hope. I know it's so close to Christmas. I will be in a different location. Maybe there will be a different fire, but I'm really looking forward to seeing you. So we will chat then. Thanks, guys.